What was the hell name of your network? There's like 100 different Verizons here.
Fios GC5GD.
GCD?
5GD.
Wait, did it connect to one? 5GD. There's 7CGDZ.
No, GC5GD. There's only two Fios named.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
Not
it.
five. I mean five. Sorry. Well, Verizon. Sorry.
Yeah, not Verizon. Fios.
Yeah.
Okay, it says we're live. Let's turn this one off because it's all corrupted. Okay. You're moving now. Check the frickin' browser.
Yeah. We'll check all this level. Okay, I am reconnected.
Okay, we are live now. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Let's see if we're live.
Boy, sorry everybody for the technical difficulties. We've had a little problem with our lovely internet. It happens.
Let's see if we're live.
Boy, sorry everybody for the technical difficulties. Okay, so it was the internet.
Yep.
Okay, so now we can go live-o.
The camera's all fucked up.
Close you, go to Twitch. Or not, whatever you don't want to do. Stupid thing.
Still says unstable though. I don't understand that. Let me refresh this page. I didn't refresh this. There we go. Stable or excellent. But it won't run. Whatever.
Let's see what it shows on here. But it's still loading. On my end, anyway.
Yeah, one will.
But on your browser on the computer, which is, it's not a true representation, but
I'm on my Mac. I'm talking about the Mac.
I know that, but I'm saying on your computer, which is not a true representation.
Well, what would be?
Yeah, your Mac.
No shit. It won't fucking do anything.
Well, we can hope it catches up with itself. Because it might be just a delay.
Why is there a network error? Do I have am I connected?
Oh, did you
Yeah.
reconnect to the Wi-Fi? Yeah.
Turn it on.
Yeah. But I'm not seeing it either. So I wonder if actually a really true connection, because I'm using it I'm looking at it from your network. I should actually look at it from my browser on my phone with my internet from my phone. So.
Some weird shit going on, right?
It's 2022. What do you want?
Like it won't even connect to that.
Tech Bra Media. Yeah, yes.
La 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 la.
Yeah, it's still loading on here too.
La 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 la. I'm on.
It's still loading on here too. Oh, there we go.
La 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 la. I'm on.
Well, it's loading still, but I don't know.
Because this is.
It could be just where this thing is. I'm only getting 2 bars, also, but
Yeah, I'm getting 3. But it.
so okay. So we're gonna assume it's working. Hopefully, it's working. Okay. Anyway,
If not,
well, we'll figure that out.
no year-end review, everybody.
We'll figure that out in post. We are on the YouTube, so thank you everybody for joining us. We're about to run the intro. We're going to get into all the fun stuff that is 2022 and all the bad stuff. Welcome, everybody. We are back here again. It is the end of 2022, and we have a lot to talk about because 2022 was an okay year, but it was also not a great year in a lot of ways, too many ways. The year started off pretty terrible in some ways, and in other ways it was good. We had Elden Ring, but then we also had Russia attack Ukraine. We also, there's a number of things. I mean, there was some really good TV shows that came out this year, which was amazing. And I'll get into 1899, which is easily probably the best TV show that came out this year. A lot of like, holy crap. I can't talk about that show too much. I can't give away things, I should say. But the good, the bad, the ugly. We also had like crazy chip shortages somewhat near the beginning of the year. And then we had our government put a cease on things coming from China, causing whatever, like a bunch of things not to be able to come here. We had Huawei phones stop being able to come here.
That was this year?
That was the beginning of this. It was at the beginning of this year. That was a big shift. Another one of the biggest shifts was at the beginning of this year. So I got an iPad at the beginning of last year, around
The world is burning.
and around February. I got an iPad.
I love my iPad, but
So
the world is burning because Nate
and
got
then,
an
I,
iPad.
then I also switched over to iPhone as well, because of reasons and things. So
And the world is burning even more.
burning even more. Yeah. There was just so many changes, and this time last year is when I got COVID, and I was
Really?
out of work for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because you got it, like, literally at the last 2 weeks that you could get the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was right before they changed it to 5 days.
Yeah. Yep. I was out for 2 weeks. It was crazy. So, and everybody was, and it's weird because this year it's different. So this year it does seem like everybody is getting COVID, but it's not bad. Like I've seen nobody hospitalized, nobody like literally hacking up a lung.
And it's no worse than the flu.
Yeah, luckily, and obviously a good portion of that, obviously I do from my own research. I think that has to do with the RDNA vaccine.
I didn't get it.
No, but you got herd immunity from people that did get it.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Because that's the WHO gave a whole big speech in the paper, talking about that. That's the common denominator for China. Because China is going through a crazy, like there's people dying left. It's just as bad as it was last year, as it was here.
Right,
China.
what, right now?
In China, yes. And the conclusion that the WHO came out to is that the one denominator that they don't have that everybody else did is China refused to buy a Western vaccine.
So what do they use?
They made their own, which was as like it was pretty much worse than the Johnson & Johnson one, which our own government deemed that okay, that's just that's not doing anything, people. Mm-hmm. So they stopped even using it.
And then they started requiring people, if you got that, you have to get an actual RDNA vaccine, because it was actually working. And then most countries did buy it. Like Russia made their own vaccine also, and then they eventually end up buying ours because ours is actually working. And it worked better than they thought too. Like the immunity people have, they were showing people still immune like up to like a year or more after the shot and stuff. Like they were like didn't predict it at all. So, and in some cases right now they're still saying most people are immune to it even without any kind of boosters or anything. So yeah, and that is also why our other person on our podcast, Mr. Grimm, he's not here because he's sick, but he's mostly he's drastically changing his diet. So I am guessing that's a big part of it.
Well, if it's because of the sugar, he might want to have some sugar. Because that's dangerous.
It probably is because of the sugar.
Yeah. Like if he literally cut it out, yeah, he still needs sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, no, sugar is really not that great for you at all. It's not good.
Well, depends on the type of sugar. You still need sugar. Your body needs sugar. Just not high fructose.
No, that's just terrible. Don't even get
Which he's cutting the soda.
Don't get me into that. Oh my god, that's some of the worst shit you can put in your body. Your body literally doesn't know how to break it down, and then when it does, it fucks it up. So it's really bad. Don't try to consume that. Period.
Well, everybody does. So.
Yeah. No, I literally go out of my way. I remember one day I was getting frustrated because it wasn't at a typical store. I bought bread and I was like, okay, do we have to make bread sweet? Why are we making bread sweet? What is the point of making bread sweet? Why? Why does every bread have high fructose corn syrup? And I was like, there is no point in this. I don't want my bread sweet, period.
You can taste sweet in your bread?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. Unless I get like Hawaiian rolls.
Well, no, but I don't want it sweet anyway. I don't want sugar in the bread, but most of them have high fructose corn syrup. Especially a lot of the cheap breads, anyway.
It must be a cheap additive.
Well, no, if you do the research, they actually started doing it in like the 50s and stuff. To make people want bread and buy it more.
Everything's about like getting people addicted.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what they did. Which is sad, but yeah, that's what they did. But anyway, that's 1950, but we're in 2022 where we live in the future and there's flying cars. Well, I hope not.
Really?
I don't want to get hit by a hubcap. Which is why we don't have flying cars.
That's a whole other podcast.
We don't have flying cars.
We could go for days talking about what we should have, what we thought we would have by now.
Oh yeah, what we thought we would have in 2022.
Yep. But this is the gaming portion.
The gaming portion of that. Well, it could be a game flying cars. Anyway, so we'll start with games. So best games of 2022.
I've only played a couple, so
okay.
And that's pretty much. Well, Call of Duty is the highest selling right now of the year.
Okay. Yes. It's a game of the year.
Not game of the year.
Okay.
It's made the most money.
Out of any game?
Yeah, they're like number one.
Oh wow.
Of 2022. The funny thing is, like, Madden is number 3. I'm surprised Madden is still a thing. Like, makes that big of an impact.
All right. Yeah.
Elden Ring is number 2.
Yeah. No, I know. What's weird about Madden? So funny thing. So if you
MLB or whatever is on the top 10 too. I'm like, what?
So this is the thing I always wondered about. So when you buy a game, say Madden, okay, and you buy it, and usually we get a new one every year, right? Okay, new roster mostly. There's no changes. Does anybody ever notice when you buy those games, it offers you a warranty for like $8 or something? I don't know what it is.
Oh, like at a store. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, it's for 1 year. Now, what if when that new game comes out, before the year is up, you go, game's defective?
You can trade it in.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know. Get your money. I don't know. I always wanted that and just get the new one.
Oh, you're literally just thought about this recently.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm wondering about that. Anyway,
So
'cause-
the top selling games are right here.
yeah,
This is as of November though.
as of New, yeah, that's fine. That's close to. We know like easily Call of Duty, like easily like they've really redeemed themselves over the last 2 years, which was really bad games. Cold War wasn't completely terrible, but it wasn't what I want. Like the storyline, the appeal, the aesthetic was all I wanted, but the gameplay not so much.
See, well, Cold War wasn't this year, but I loved that. The only thing it was missing was being able to open doors in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But the campaign was so good.
Yeah,
It was so good. Like you actually had to go like undercover, and you went into this like bar, and you were like just sitting there watching to see who you could catch, and then you had like escape out the bathroom door window or something like that. It was freaking awesome. I really like that story design. Top selling video games, retail and digital year to date 2022. We got Call of Duty,
Yep.
Elden Ring, Madden NFL 23, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga,
Yep.
God of War, Pokemon Legends, Pokemon Scarlet Violet, but that's only because it was new. Horizon 2, FIFA 23, and MLB The Show. And that's not including Xbox and Switch digital sales.
It shows like how many people like buy sports games. So sports games are like one of those things. Like if you ever go to just buy used games or something, they are literally like a penny. Okay?
Yeah. Like when I go with like sports games, I'll like buy one every few years because of like the updates of like the graphics or like the new gameplay type stuff. But I don't buy them every year. Like
Yeah.
I think I have MLB The Show like 2016 or something. Like it's an old one.
Yeah.
But like you can play it on Game Pass now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff.
But it shows like I used to really be into the FIFA games for a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
But
I think I bought one. I haven't played it yet. I've never played a FIFA game.
I didn't buy them every year. Oh my god, like that's just silly. Like I play them to play them because I enjoy the game. I don't care about the players. Like, granted, some people get super into it and they're super into the players and everything else, but it's just a game to me. There's a big separation between that and watching the sport in my head. I don't know how about that's how other people. I'm sure there's a lot of people, just most people probably, who like are big football fans. They buy Madden, they want to see the roster, and I get that. That's fine. That's your thing. But for me, when I play a sports game, it's just to play the game. I don't look at it as, oh, I'm going to get play as Schmo here. Schmo.
Not Joe Schmo. Schmo. It's his son.
Yeah. Schmo. Yeah, and that's not how I see it. I'm sure other people look at it differently, but that's just them. That's not me. So that's just how it is. I just enjoy a sports game to be a sports game, not a roster game.
Yeah, I don't care about the roster.
But no, and it comes down to like that's really what it is. And like I would say Horizon Zero Dawn like easily is an incredible game, absolutely incredible game. The only downside that Horizon had this year is that it got overshadowed by Elden Ring immensely.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap!
I don't know, but God of War Ragnarok is doing pretty good.
That is a great game too.
But it also came out at more towards the end of the
No,
year.
at the end
so
of the year.
while everybody's basically okay, I'm done with Elden Ring for now.
Yeah, which is fine, which is good. Ragnarok is great. But Elden Ring set a new precedent. Miyazaki like literally crushed the world of open world. Like it was the first open world Souls type game and literally knocked it out of the park. Like made everything that is an open world game an open world game, along with the Souls concept of I am not holding your goddamn hand, okay? You're gonna figure this shit out or you're gonna die. Period. And they nailed it. Which is the one thing, which is why I like Miyazaki in general when he makes games, because he doesn't go and give you like 500 tutorials. Well, you need to push this, and then there's this on the screen, and then there's going to be this on the screen, and this is going to tell you this, and this is going to hit this. No, we don't need that. I don't need 12,000 alerts. I don't need 20 people to tell me 5 different things about how the game works. I'll figure it out as I play. That's fine. which is how it should be. We don't need a damn tutorial. If anything, if you want to add that to your game, have it at the beginning. Be like, do you want the tutorial settings to be turned on when you start playing? Yes or no? And hit no. Christ. But yeah, no. Elden Ring is one of those games. Literally, like like you walk in and literally, gives you a big old bitch slap like right when you walk in. If you've never played a Souls game, that is. And if you go left, well, no, sorry. If you go right when you first start playing, it's almost like walking into your bathroom and you just walk through the 7th circle of hell, and you can't go back out.
Somebody shoot their brains out.
it's pretty bad.
Damn.
So yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, it's you don't want to do that. No, it's bad. I really enjoyed it though. I had so much fun. I love a really good challenge though. That's why I love the Souls games, because I don't feel games nowadays have much of a challenge, especially 3D adventure games. They are not hard at all. Most of them anyway are not hard. Like the hardest one I can think outside of outside of the Souls series would probably be Breath of the Wild. Not the general game, but the more expandable parts of Breath of the Wild in general, like some of the arena fights and stuff like that. But like once you master that technique of how to actually fight with Link, it is kind of actually easy. Where we're getting to Elden Ring too, people can master it. Like now there's people that have literally beat the game in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, but does it count? Like I know in the real world, yes, but is it really worth it to do that?
Well, they're glitching their way because there's a glitch to skip. There's big glitches, but the more impressive thing is the people that have literally have killed every single boss in Elden Ring legitly and not taken a hit. That is impressive.
Well, it's impressive that they were able to find the glitch.
Well, no, the glitch is one thing, but the people that actually go through and actually fight all these bosses without getting touched, I am like, oh my God, how did you pull that off?
Lots of practice.
Yeah, and I think there was one guy, I don't know if it was this year or last year, who played through like all the Souls games straight and didn't take a hit and killed every single boss.
I don't have
and Demon Souls.
I don't have the patience. No patience.
And
for
Demon
that.
Souls.
That's insane.
No, but like Elden Ring, there was so much to it, and you could just keep on. And then the fact that it was one thing that was so cool. So obviously, I bought it on launch, started playing it literally at midnight, and it was like every single day there was new things found about how the world works and how things are, and certain weapons, like people are posting things, oh hey, this weapon with this, and it was like crazy. It was like a whole lot of fun. Like people were discovering stuff like all over the place, and different glitches with different swords, and then the team over there would figure it out. Like From Software would find this out. They would do a patch, and a lot of things would get nerfed. Then this thing would change, and it was like a daily thing. Every single day something would change. And then the endings. So it originally started, I think it was 4 endings people found total, and then it was like 5 endings. Then a couple days, 6 endings. And then 7 endings. And then it was like 8. It was like, what the holy crap? There are so many endings to this game like you can get from just changing the storyline of what you do at certain points. And then obviously just it's a storyline that's there's cutoff points. If you do certain decisions and make certain decisions as you're playing, you cannot go back, and you are going to get a different ending. And like the craziest one was I think it was the 7th end when people discovered the underneath the main city when you can actually get the frenzy like thing ending, which is like the chaos ending, which is like everything goes to like absolutely insanity because you become kind of like the chaos god and kind of put the world into chaos. But there's also the poo god. It's the very brown ending. You become the god, the infamous dung eater.
No.
Oh, and I love the intro of the game though, because it's like, and the foul dung eater. And it shows this guy like being hanged, who is the dung eater. who is like, there's a whole nother story to that. Like, it's insane. And the fact that like George R. R. Martin actually wrote the story. He should have been writing the next 2 books, but that's a whole other discussion. I could go on for a very long time. But I can't say he did a great job. Like, the overall story, and there's so nuances to it, is amazing to Elden Ring. There's so many things to it. It's a very big story. There's a lot of things you have to figure out as you go to get the whole story. And the fact that they sent a sword from Elden Ring, a real replica sword from Elden Ring, to a very famous author, Mr. Brandon Sanderson, shortly after the game came out, and asked them, will he be wanting to possibly write the sequel? Which would be amazing. He is absolutely probably the best fantasy writer we have in our day and age, easily, like hands down, the best fantasy writer. I would say the only one I would say possibly is better is Joe Abercrombie, who is absolutely incredible too. So, and Joe Abercrombie personally would fit better with the Elden Ring series, because he writes a lot more like George R. R. Martin, a very, very dark world. Like, in the world of in Joe Abercrombie's books, his fantasy world is very dark, like super dark. Like, it would just meld with the Elden Ring world perfectly. But they didn't ask him; they asked Brandon Sanderson. Granted, there is a lot of dark things in Brandon Sanderson's book too, but it just doesn't get as dark. His is more of like somewhat dark and kind of superhero-ish in a way, maybe. But I absolutely loved it. I literally played Elden Ring from the day it came out straight through for a month straight. Didn't play anything else.
Yeah, he needed an intervention because we're like, where'd Nate go?
And I 100%ed the game. Well, okay, Tim did it a week before I did.
And he never played a Souls game ever.
No, he did.
He did. Oh, what was the games he's never he like never played a type of game before? And
I don't know.
because you told me, I'm pretty sure you said he never played that type of game.
No, that was somebody else maybe.
I don't know.
Dave didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was his first addition into the Souls type game. Dave was never played it.
I played the first one. What is it, Demon?
Demon Souls.
Yeah, I was all set. I like it. I just don't like the swords and stuff like that.
Well, Miyazaki obviously is known like games that are not easy. Like Armored Core is not an easy game, not even by the slightest means. All the Armored Cores are so hard. And those games are awesome. Like those games are great too. We got a new one coming out finally, and it's been years. The last one that came out was on PS3. Like he skipped a whole generation.
Huh.
So, and it came out near the end of the PS3 era. So, yeah, and that was the last one. So, and then he just they were on like a Souls kick for like a few years, which is why.
Well, you know what I played?
What'd you play?
Switch Sports.
Switch Sports.
I picked that up the other day with my discount.
Okay.
And I picked up the soccer one, whatever it is. But it's okay. It's Wii Sports. The only problem is you have to have multiple right-handed Joy-Cons.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're bowling, you got to hold down the trigger to do it.
Yeah.
So if like everybody's right-handed, you have to like share the one Joy-Con. You don't have unless you have multiple
okay.
ones.
Yeah.
Because you can't use the left one because it's kind of awkward holding it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mistake there.
Yeah, it's not like a Wiimote, which is it's all the same. Yeah.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until I played it. I'm like, oh yeah, that could be a problem.
Huh.
But I don't know. It's cool. They got the little.
Now, how do you play Wii Sports if you have like the Switch Lite?
You can't.
There's no other controls you can set it to?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. The whole point is motion control.
No, I know, but like they've changed a lot of that, and they've added, especially like for the Switch Lite, they've added and changed things because you can't detach the motion cons. So I'm wondering if in the settings there probably is where you can actually
I don't know
play.
because it would kind of ruin the fairness of the online play.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's an option.
Huh.
It might say it on the box, cannot be played with Switch Lite.
Huh. I have to check that out. That is interesting. Because that's a big thing. Because you can plug it in and obviously play it. I just wonder what would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Switch. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty. We had some decent games. Like, and he's gonna get the box to check it out. So he has Wii Sports. So does it say it on the box?
I'm looking right now.
Play mode. Nintendo Switch Lite. Not compatible with Nintendo Switch Lite.
Hey, there we go.
Yep. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. So they did literally lock it out. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. It's down here somewhere.
Yeah. That's, huh.
Yep. Yeah, because it's all motion control.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they have volleyball, badminton, bowling, soccer, chambara, and tennis.
Did they not boxing?
No.
Oh,
yeah, no.
Boxing was fun.
Chambara is like sword fighting.
Chambara was fun. I remember that. I like the boxing though. The boxing was a lot of fun.
I think Chambara was on Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because it definitely wasn't on Wii Sports. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay. I don't know what the motion controls are basing the area on, but I do know that they're not as responsive. At least they don't feel as responsive to me.
As the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Wii with like that 1-to-1 adapter.
that's
The
interesting.
Wii Plus. The Wiimote Plus.
Okay, but the thing is though, so if you research technology, so the Wiimote Plus is one generation behind the motion technology that's in these in the Switch controls.
Yeah, but like say when you would play golf with the Wii.
Yeah.
You'd wave it and it would be
Yeah.
pretty close. It's like all over the place.
So I don't think that's a problem. That's probably because they took the same. They didn't change much of the code.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was.
They
It
just
could,
upped the graphics.
it could have been just a lazy port.
Maybe. Well, it's not. It's not a port. This isn't a port. This is like all new.
It's all. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like bowling plays really good. But like, yeah, it's got volleyball and badminton and soccer. I haven't tried soccer yet because you have to like wear this leg thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I can think of why it doesn't have like the 1-to-1 is because of the programming. Because the technology is fairly superior compared to the Wii, especially in the because the Wii was kind of the experimental stage of them testing that software.
Yeah.
And then they mastered it, and then they came up with the Switch.
Yeah. This is all like all in like French and.
Well, it's the different, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's interesting. So, but the thing is, though, will Nintendo in the future ever delve back into VR? Because we know they did do the VR with you could put the Switch inside a VR headset thing. But will they ever go back to VR again?
I don't think they're going to go back into VR until it's like a mainstream thing.
Yeah. Well, with the Quest though, the Quest Meta, which is
the Quest Meta is really good.
So this year, the Quest Meta completely blew up. It really is. 2022 is the year that really changed for VR, making it more mainstream.
And it's also when a console went up in price.
Yes and no, but that's from Facebook buying them, and they want more market share and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a whole other thing though. So, but like, and I've talked about this too. Like, obviously, Facebook owns them now, but like the owner of Oculus, like I've talked about this before. He literally, during your orientation to work at Oculus, he'd give you a copy of Ready Player One and be like, "This is our goal. This is what we want to get to."
I think he just left.
Who the main owner?
The guy.
The main creator?
Yeah, I think he just left Meta.
Oh no, shit.
What the hell's his name?
I can't remember.
Wasn't he with like Doom or something too?
I can't remember his name offhand, but yeah, he would make new people or during orientation, obviously, be like, "Hey, your first work day is in whatever week from now, and you need to read this book by then."
John Carmack.
John Carmack, yeah. So,
Yeah, John Carmack leaves Meta.
so, He probably doesn't like the like obviously because his big thing is like he was very like not so much commercial-ish, I guess you could say. So there was probably like creative differences and stuff of where he wants to go with the company, where he wanted to go with the company and stuff. I bet. So, yeah, it happens when you sell to big conglomerates. So, but the thing is, though, too, one of my favorite authors pretty much predicted this happening in a book that came out a long time, like
Yeah.
book here.
John Carmack was Doom. He
Yeah.
did Doom and Quake and
Yeah.
All right, I wasn't going crazy.
No, but the book came out in like the 90s. Snow Crash literally predicted Meta. There is a company in the game that is pretty much Facebook Meta. So, and it's everything that's happening in the game. And there's a big VR thing that goes on, like stuff. It's a really, really good book. You know, check it out. It's probably one of the best sci-fi books you'll ever read. Period. It also predicted the Pizza Hut, like that, or Domino's, whatever one. I forget what one has that car. The car
The
with the
electric car?
pizza, the pizza oven electric car.
I think it was Domino's, but I don't know if it's
I don't
actually
remember
happening.
No, there's a few.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a number of them out there now. But that car, the very first scene in the book, is this super intense scene in the book where the guy's like in his car, ready to go, right? And then you learn it's a pizza delivery car. There's an oven in back, and he's just waiting, and the timer's getting close to running out. The chef has to finish the pizza and put it in the back of his car so he can get to the person to deliver the pizza. It's super intense, and he's driving through like a maniac, like through this town, like through people's yards and all this other shit. It's crazy. It's the most intense delivery pizza scene you'll read ever.
It's just a warming oven, but I did see a YouTube video of a guy who bought a broken one and
Yep.
repaired it.
Oh no shit.
I guess he was facing legal troubles.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Chevy Spark.
Yeah. No, I know.
That's what it looks like. It is.
But yeah, that was predicted in that book as well. The pizza delivery electric car that could keep your pizza warm.
I don't know if it was electric though. The car. Delivery expert delivery car, Chevy Spark. Yeah, it's not electric. But I think the new ones,
The new ones are electric.
the Domino's electric cars.
Are electric. Well, our delivery, yeah, with the delivery oven thing, yeah, which I've heard they're experimenting with drones
Oh jeez.
now.
I don't know if I trust drones with my pizza. I think yeah, they're still Chevys. They're
they
Chevy Bolts.
Oh, okay, yep.
The drone.
So yeah, so a number of stores. So
Somebody
Walmart.
shoots my pizza down out of the sky and steals it.
I don't know what to tell you. You call a place up, be like, "Hey, someone stole my pizza." But like places like now, so Amazon already did experimenting. So now Walmart recently, the last couple of months, started experimenting with their own delivery. Something's going off. Anyway, why do I hear Wii Sports?
It's my. That was my watch.
Okay.
That was weird. It did sound like Wii Sports. This just in.
Yeah, so Walmart recently started experimenting with deliveries through drones.
I saw like videos of like people like setting them up outside, and like they put the bags on, and it goes whoosh, like it just takes off.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, wow.
because there's usually some of these people, some of the companies have hubs where they'll have like a central office where all the drones are all controlled from, and people just kind of log into them like they're at the computer, and they can just go and control the drone right there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that's done with Walmart, but I know a lot of other sub companies are doing it that way, and they control it that way. I know they're trying to get an automated service done, but that's going to be tougher. You need a lot of there's a lot of moving parts, and there needs to be a lot of sensors, and it's expensive and a whole other thing. So yeah, that's a whole other thing.
It was a drone gliders.
Drone gliders. Okay, yep.
Yeah, because there was like that. You know, they would little planes, and they would
Oh.
just shoot off and then fly to.
Oh, okay, yep.
I don't know. In our area, they haven't taken off.
No, we're one day. We might get drones. I don't know.
But I don't think where we are it'll ever happen, just because we're near an airport. Because you can't even, like, if I took my drone, my DJI,
Yep.
it will not fly
Where?
in Westerly. It's grounded because it's near an airport.
No.
Yes.
No. Well, no, because I've seen. Because okay, so,
You have to turn off the geofence
yeah,
if it lets you.
yeah.
But if the geofence is on, it will not let you fly.
Yeah.
Because it's against the law.
Well, that's a DJI though too.
Well, I'm talking about professional ones. That won't let you fly unless, like, you're a movie maker or something.
Well, no, professional cinematic FPV drones are not like
They're not geofence.
You can get you can hook the DJI glasses up to them, like the digital glasses, like the VR headset to them.
Yeah.
But those ones that like movie makers and stuff use, those are all individual parts and they have no limitations on them.
Well, yeah.
Those are the professional grade stuff have no limitations.
Yes, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about delivery with a drone. Will not.
But
They
but
won't
those
pass
companies will be having their own. Either they'll hire a company to manufacture them, so they could have a manufacturer without the limits on them. And
No,
that's
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the law.
Oh,
They're gonna have to fight with the FTC or FLA, whatever the freaking airplane.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
They'll have to fight with them to get permission to fly a drone near the airport.
yeah,
Especially like where our store is. Say for some reason they put drones on top of our building.
yeah.
Nope.
But
It's too close.
But I've been to events in downtown like Westerly all the time, and there's like 3 or 4 drones flying around all the time over the events.
Yeah, they're probably like police or something.
No. You know, look, you'll see the guy, at least one of them, the controlling the drone.
Yeah, but is it like somebody? I'm not saying that.
Well,
it's
he's
not
probably
possible.
working with the event to film it.
I'm not saying it's not possible. You're being naive, Nate. I'm saying it's against the fucking law. They had to have get a permit to do that to make sure that they don't fly it near where the airplanes are. Where our damn store is in line with the goddamn airport.
I know.
So no, you can't do it. Like, I want to take it to what's the park there? Mm-hmm. The old military base there.
Ninegret.
Yeah, but I don't know if it'll let me fly it.
Well, you can. Okay, if you plug it in though, you can shut off the geofence.
Yeah,
I know you can.
I don't know.
No, I know you can. I could shut it off on my cheap drone.
Oh, I just know I tried flying it in Westerly with the one before it got broken, and it just wouldn't.
Oh,
It was like, no.
yeah. There's a lot of settings. Like when I actually, especially my street drone, when I actually looked into the firmware, I was like, ooh, okay. Yes, I want to go to like whatever. Like I put it up like wicked high, everything up to wicked high. I was like, okay, now that works a little better. And and then I went and flown it, and I flew it like I literally couldn't see the drone anymore.
I don't. We're like, this is so the off-topic podcast, but I get so nervous when I can't see it. I don't know how people do it, like with like the movies where they were flying in the ambulance thing. I guess it doesn't matter because they'll just give them a new one. But like my drone could go like 1.5 miles away.
Yeah.
I won't know how to get it back.
Yeah, but you don't. Okay, so that's the one thing I am going to be. So this is actually part of gaming because there are 2 really good games. One's called Crash something, and one's called Lift on Steam. I have Lift. I am going to get the other one. A lot of people do recommend it because they're very, very authentic to actually flying a drone. And you can, and it actually recognizes. So if you plug in an authentic, like if you get a professional grade controller, which you can order, which are around $100, they're not that bad. The professional grade drone controls, you can plug them into your computer, and those games will recognize them as what they are, drone controls. And you can actually, they're made to simulate flying a drone. They specifically made those games so people could get adamant practice before they go out and actually fly FPV drones. So they wouldn't just crash them every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And these games are actually really cool. It is like I was playing with like a mouse and keyboard, and I tried it with a PlayStation controller, and it's not like you can tell why you need a real controller because the controllers are not the same.
No, because most of the big ones, they got, this, you have the neck strap and you're using your thumb like this.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, it's a very different feel.
But I can tell, like, when they get good at it, man, that kid at my brother's house, it was unreal.
Yeah,
Like, we were like, what was that? Like, just, and it was like this big.
and yet you gotta think though too, because you got the headset on. You're not thinking about where the drone. You're not like, ooh. You are the drone.
Yeah.
You are the drone.
I think you need to know the area though. Like
To a point.
when they do the
Yeah.
when they do the races. for
Oh yeah, they
drones,
know those courses.
They know the course. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, how would they know?
They do practice runs over it.
Oh, okay.
Over. That's why they like literally do like crazy ass shit. Holy crap! I've watched so many drone races and I'm like, what the?
How did they do that backflip? I don't understand.
How the hell did he just do that?
Yeah.
Like doing like flips through like some of those like obstacle courses without touching a damn thing. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I don't
He's
even
probably
know how
done
they-
that like 1,000 times.
Like how they do the. Oh, I know how they because they just. You know, they just stop it.
Kinda.
Like they like, well, this is how the kid did it. He'd stop the propellers and then he'd run
Yeah.
them really fast, and that's what made it go like.
Well, yeah, you could reverse them too, which would cause it to. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few ways I've been watching.
Well, they're insane.
But I have watched videos. They had this one guy, right? This one drone YouTube channel, like about the gaming thing. That's where I found out about these two Steam games. They had him, and he was mostly their camera guy for their channel. And they had him play that game for literally a month straight. They were like, just spend like 2 hours a day just playing this game. And they gave him a real drone controller, had him plug it in and play it. His first day flying an FPV drone, this is like a $600 drone, FPV drone they had. He was amazing at it. Holy shit. I was like, damn. So these games really do, they simulate flying a drone really damn close to the point where you will actually be pretty well off when you start flying a real drone. So I do recommend if you want to start flying a drone, go buy their Lift. One's Lift, which I have. The other one's called Crash something. I can't remember the full name. But they're on sale right now. Steam sale.
Yeah.
It's going on. It's right now.
Well, you know what else? What other time it is?
What?
It's time for our break.
It's yes. That went fast. Anyway, so we're gonna get into those. Well, this is kind of a very up in the air podcast. I'm sure you can tell already.
It's right
but-
after the holidays. There's not much news going on right now, and
So we're just going to recap the year. But before we continue, we'd like to thank everybody watching and listening to this podcast. And if you don't know, we are part of the Dorkening Network now, which is the Dorkening Podcast Network. And they are a great group of guys. They have a ton of different podcasts out there you can go check out. Just look up the Dorkening Podcast Network, and you're going to go to their main website. And if you're not, I do believe we have the link on our website, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, I believe. If not, just research it and it's up there. But there's a number of podcasts, whatever you're into, you can go find it. There's stuff on comic books, on movies, on horror movies, whatever your fancy. Retro gaming. But first, before we get into that, we'd like to thank what brought us here. So, Diddley Grounds Coffee. One of the best coffees you can buy, personally, I think, anyway.
you've tried it.
Yes, it's actually really good. So I really like it. I am insane coffee drinker. I can tell you that right now. I drink way too much coffee, probably.
This is like
It's
his catchphrase.
It's like the staple of these our YouTube videos. A lot of our old videos, I'm always have a cup of coffee. It's always there. But it's some pretty damn good coffee, especially with a nice French press. It's not a bad way to cook. Percolator's okay, but it's a little strong for a lot of people. But yeah, go check them out. But if you don't know who they are, check out our ad.
Because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
And I'm Ron.
And we're the hosts of the Super Retro Throwback Reviews audio podcast.
If you like to hear the latest pop culture news with some smart-ass commentary as well as the latest movie reviews, then check us out.
Not to mention, we are a multi-award nominated and now an award-winning podcast. So we're doing something right.
God knows how that happened.
So check us out on all major podcasts and distributors, and check out Super Retro Throwback Reviews on all social media platforms. Hey, what's going on?
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts.
or how to install a Samoflange. And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Octopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
Like me.
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Dorkening and Inebriar podcast networks, with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher,
Or any podcast player cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all things that made growing up awesome.
And that was a few of the podcasts from the Dorkening Podcast Network. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out right after this. You're done listening to this podcast. A lot of great people over there. A lot of great group of guys. So if you don't know, now you know.
Rock and roll.
Yes. And just so everybody knows, obviously you can't like really order any what do you call it? The Deadly Grounds coffee. They're having a shortage, but hopefully it'll be fixed soon. Hopefully, should be. I'm sure it will be with the new year and stuff. So yeah, but they are good. Go check them out. Decent coffee, especially if you're a coffee aficionado like me. They have a bunch of flavors. Obviously, they're very limited right now, but they are going to come back in stock. But they do have a number of flavors that are horror themed, which is really cool, especially for people like me. Anyway. Let's get into tech news about the year of 2022 and other tech stuff, because even though we've already delved into some tech stuff, it was quite a year because we had, obviously, one of the biggest things was the US EU data pack thing, which happened, executive order to implement rules for transatlantic data policy framework. Gave hope to companies to looking to ease the burdensome legal work necessary for the EU and US data transfer. The most come from the European Court of Justice. So two prior arguments. So yeah, that was actually big. And also obviously the EU whole thing with the I can't remember what that was called, the digital something whatever act. I can't remember the whole name of the title. We covered it like a whole bunch of times and I'm drawing a blank right now. Basically, it made it so iPad everything has to have USB-C now.
Oh, okay.
Everything has to have USB-C, which is really good. It's a brilliant idea. The only problem with that is that they need to next make it mandatory that people need to label their USB cables properly, exactly stating what they do.
Oh, like if they send data.
Yeah, data, not data. USB 3.1, USB 3.2, USB 3.4, USB 4.1. Which one is it?
Yeah, I don't even know they started calling them USB 4s.
Yeah.
And they're just all the same. They look the same.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you know?
Yeah, you
How
can't
do you know?
Like USB 4 is pretty much Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So, which is great.
Oh, yeah, and that's why we need to have them labeled.
And the great thing about USB-C, you can pretty much you can make anything USB-C.
Now, what is USB-C? Is that the shape of the outlet? Or is that the speed or temp? Or because it wasn't it USB 3.1 or Thunderbolt? What is it?
USB-C is the actual jack.
The jack itself.
Which is very similar to an inverted lightning port, which is also Thunderbolt. That's a whole nother discussion. It pretty much is Thunderbolt.
Have you ever tried connecting them?
It is an inverted. It looks very
Does it
similar.
have a baby?
Oh my god, it does. It looks like an inverted lightning port, but it has about the same amount of pins too, on each side, which is something interesting because sometimes some USB plugs, if you plug them in one way and then turn them upside down and plug them in again, they work. I don't even know.
I think there's like a Makita one that does or something.
Yeah.
What confuses me is, I think that the USB port on the phones, I think it gets dirty faster than the Lightning port.
Yeah, because it has more to grip to.
All right. Because, like, I clean this all the time. I never had to clean my iPhone.
Yeah. No, and but that's like a common problem. Like, there's one guy I watch on YouTube repairs a lot, and he has about most of the time he has a good portion of people that come in just for that problem, and he'll grab like his little tweezers. He'd be like, yeah, here you go, you're fine.
Well, here, I can make a rabbit now.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. Like, wow, how did this all fit in there?
Yeah. Which they need to make more. I personally think they need to make more cases with just like little covers, so you can just cover that when you're not.
Oh, yeah.
And that should just be a standard thing. They don't make a lot of covers. There's very few like that. The only ones I really see are like the Life like Proof and like OtterBox, stuff like that. That's the only ones I really see.
Yeah, and they're a pain in the butt.
Yeah, which I don't want a big bulking case on my damn phone. I'm good with that. You really just have to protect really it hitting, like, especially an iPhone because its glass is back. And you just have a lip so that when it hits the ground or hits something, it doesn't actually hit the screen. Yeah. That's really it.
Don't go walking on beaches or on rocky roads, okay? You'll be fine. Like, every phone that I've had since the Axon 7, I've had the same case on. The same type of case. The Spigen, whatever the hell it is, carbon.
Okay.
And I don't know. I like this case.
Yeah.
And I do have one of those weird glass screen protectors on it. The only problem is the thumbprint reader's a pain in the ass sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
What's weird is, so I don't know how Marie did it because they have the same phone. She has a screen protector on hers, a glass screen protector, and somehow she broke that glass screen protector. She didn't break the phone. Obviously, the screen of the phone is fine, but the glass screen protector
and that's
broke.
why you have it.
I know. But like,
you've never broken a glass screen protector?
No, I don't. I don't use screen protectors. So,
ballsy.
I've never. Okay. Oh wait. So it's weird. So I've only broken one screen. I forget what phone it was. It was a while ago. And it was weird because I dropped the phone like a bunch of times, right? It had a case on it and everything. I literally dropped it on like a wood floor. I don't even think it landed on the screen. And somehow the screen broke. I don't even know. Just the reverberation alone somehow cracked the screen. I have no idea how it happened. Only screen I ever broke. So, but yeah. So I learned something interesting. So obviously this year, I talked about, like last week, I switched to iPhone for reasons because Android's become a pain in the ass because they're open source, but not open source like you'd think. Like Linux is open source and you can install it on anything because the drivers for PCs are not locked down. It's even fairly easy to install Linux on any Mac computer as well.
Stay the fuck away.
There's no problem to do that. It's it's super easy. But you can't just go and install an EOS on an Android phone, even though it's open source, because the hardware is made by proprietary people that lock down their hardware and don't let anybody look at the code for it.
Why is that what you wanted to do? Put Linux on your phone?
No, you can put Linux. I have put Linux on my phone before. But what obviously the big thing is because these companies, a lot of them, especially the cheaper phones, stop supporting or barely support their phone at all and don't give any updates. But there is a community out there that's willing to do that, or people that like to tinker that can do it themselves. But if they lock the hardware behind a wall, then you can't update it yourself. You're like, I'm willing to, just give me the code, I'll update it myself. You don't want to do it, let me do it. But they don't let you. Like, for instance, like that's like one of the things, like I tell most people that have really, really old laptops, and I've helped like a number of actually fairly like older people, like geriatric type people.
Well, all they want to do is use the web browser.
Use a computer, and I literally take the computer, I will install the most user-friendly Linux version on there and show them how to use it, and they're fine. They're like, okay, this is sweet. That works. It runs fast. Yes, it does. So why can't we do that with old Android phones? Install an operating system that's updated with security that'll run fast and everything else. No, because the hardware is locked.
Yeah.
This is a problem, people.
The whole reason Nate loved Android. You can't do it. They say no.
Yeah. So it's a pain. One thing I didn't know, though. So it's interesting, and I didn't know until I actually started paying attention to this little fact. So do you know, in TV shows, since we're on the tech side and pop culture, TV shows, do you know if you see an iPhone in that TV show,
they got paid for it?
No, okay, wait. Apple does not allow you to show somebody with an iPhone.
It always has like a pair on it or something like that.
No. They can use it in iPhone, but the only critique is Apple says you can't show, basically, if you see a bad guy in the show, they can't have an Apple device. Apple will not allow it.
That's interesting.
So, and I started picking up on it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's actually real.
There's a challenge for all of you out there.
No, any TV show, if you actually notice somebody have an iPhone, you're like, okay, that's the good guy. And you can pinpoint it right away. And you'll notice as soon as you realize, ooh, that might be the bad guy. If you see him pick up an Android phone, he is the bad guy. And it happens 100% of the time.
Oh, I gotta watch that now.
The only show that didn't do that was House of Cards. House of Cards is absolutely one of the best shows ever made. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. The last season was terrible though because of the whole controversy with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, he was let free, right?
Yeah, even though the case didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But that's what ruined the show the last season because the last season was supposed to end completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But every single person had an iPhone, but they didn't do that because the Defense Department issues you an iPhone.
Oh.
They used to issue Blackberries, and then and now they issue iPhones, so it was authentic to the actual real world.
Was it really? Was it really bad guy?
Everybody was a bad guy in that show.
I mean, like murderers and stuff, or were they just like politicians or something?
So the scarier thing is, okay, so the girl who plays, I can't remember her name. She was the one in Forrest Gump and stuff. The girl who plays the main Claire.
Okay.
She was the wife of the character of Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
Anyway, and they basically she had to spend 6 months at the White House to learn the ins and outs of politics and how they work, stuff like that, to authentically capture and play these kind of, well, they weren't playing because they were kind of mocks of actual politicians because it isn't based on real, it's based on the same thing but slightly different. But they wanted to be authentic as they could to the real White House and the Capitol Hill and everything that goes on, like as close as they can. So they had to spend 6 months. She, on an interview before the show premiered, she said, what you'll see on the show is only a quarter as bad as it is in real life. And I'm like, oh my God, it is bad. The show is bad. Like the shit that goes on, like, oh my God. Wow. If it's worse, whoo, there is some shit going on.
What else about 2022?
Well, if you haven't checked out Andor, go check out Andor. It's a really good show. I don't think it's getting a second season because, well, no, yes and no, because it started picking up steam last week. All of a sudden, its numbers started drastically going up.
Well, yeah, because people are on vacation.
Well, that too. But like it's weird because its numbers were fairly low, and all of a sudden they started going back up, which I didn't understand why.
I don't understand why Disney always like. I saw a commercial for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm like that came out a long time ago. Like, why are we promoting that?
No, but I love and like and it's a good segue because Andor, most of it was written by the guy who wrote House of Cards, Brad something, I can't remember his full name. Absolutely, and he is a master of political intrigue, and that is Andor. All Andor is political intrigue, pretty much. It is great because you see Mon Mothma, how she had to shift money around, the shady deal she had to make to get this done, and there's a hint toward like what's going on could happen during the second season, with that one shady guy who kind of wants to betroth his son to his daughter and shit like that. That's going on, and it's all about shifting money and it's funding a war, which is the rebels fighting obviously the Empire. Which is Mon Mothma is a very key part of that and getting the money to get the funding to actually to defeat the Empire.
What is her name?
Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you said Mon Mothra.
Mon Mothra.
What? Wait a second. Is that another story?
We're talking about Godzilla here versus Mon. Yeah. Anyway.
So another big show. I didn't watch it, but Dahmer.
Dahmer. Oh my whole.
I got a list of like top shows.
That was so good. Obviously, I talked about that a few weeks ago on the podcast. So good. That show was amazing. He pulled off, I don't even know how he does it, how he pulls these roles off. He's just so good at playing like a psychopath, I guess, for the most part. And I like the fact that it ended we got to see a scene, which I'm guessing they're doing the second season on Gacy, because the last episode, we saw a scene with Gacy like killing somebody. And then we saw Gacy get put to the death penalty and stuff like that, which happened to happen the same exact day that Dahmer was attacked and killed in prison.
We had the Watcher. I didn't watch that. Did you?
The Watcher was good.
Yeah. Midnight Club.
I didn't watch that.
Blacklist. I'm surprised that was a top show.
I've been meaning to watch Blacklist. Everybody says that's so good, and it has some of my favorite actors in it.
Blacklist was really good until season 8, the end of season 8, and I was like, no. There was one season that was in between COVID, so they did an animation episode.
Oh Jesus!
It was really strange. So everybody did like the voiceovers.
Yeah.
Like I'm like at home, and some of them were like clear like this, and then some were like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and do this because they were like on a phone or something. I don't freaking know, or a gaming headset. I don't know.
You would think they would send them good microphones or something,
Right? Yeah. It was weird, but apparently some people do like the new season but like there was somebody important that they got rid of, so and it really kind of defeats the whole show.
Well, that's a whole other.
We got Hulu with Handmaid's Tale season 5.
Oh my! Holy shit! That's another show. If you don't watch Handmaid's Tale, you need to watch it. It's one of the best done shows, like cinematically, directed wise, and this was the season. This season was what's her face's directing premiere. The main girl there. I can't remember her name. Anyway, it was her directing premiere. She did an absolutely great job. The shows were done, like every episode was done so great. And where they're going with it, it's going to be interesting. And they're going to split. I think the next season's the last season, and then they're going to do a time jump to start telling the second book because there's a good 20 years between the two books. So yeah, granted that's a whole lot, it's weird because you say there's 20 years between the two books, but the first book is actually taking place 1,000 years into the future. Well, they're talking about the events that took place. It's taking place 1,000 years, but they're talking about the events, which is the book, The Handmaid's Tale, and what happened, what she went through, and obviously, yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Nate's favorite show of all time, The Kardashians season 2.
Oh my god.
And then Amazon, we had the Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power season 1.
I really enjoyed it, but Grimm would have a whole other tale to tell.
Yeah, we had the Peripheral.
Yeah, that show. Obviously, I'm not going to go on anymore. You want to go check out everything I have to say about that? 2 episodes ago, go check it out. I gave a whole big spiel about the Peripheral.
Reacher season 1 was so fun. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't watch Jack Reacher.
I really like.
I am a fan of John Krasinski, but
Krasinski.
Krasinski, whatever.
He wasn't in Reacher.
He was Jack Reacher.
No, he was Jack. The other show.
What show?
No, you're not wrong.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first season was really good. The second season I couldn't really get into of Jack Ryan. But I think they have a season 3 now.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Terminal List. The Terminal List, is that?
You watch The Terminal List.
Is that the one that I? The Terminal List. I gotta look that up.
That's the one with the actor I don't like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Freaking that was with what's his name? Why wasn't it giving me Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
The Terminal List I really enjoyed because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The motherfucker falls down a mountain, breaks in half, and then he's like under a teepee in the rain, bandaging himself up like nothing happened, like it was nothing. He went down and cracked back. He teepeed, man. Manny and I, Tony Camper and I watched that. We were crying, laughing. We're like, he was getting his ass handed to him, just got back up and kept going. He caused a freaking dirt mudslide avalanche, got right back up. It was
I'm sure it's
unreal.
I'm sure it's not as bad as the movie Soul Survivor, which after the 5th time they found on a mountain, I was like, okay, I don't know why you're so incapable of walking down a mountain, but apparently you're terrible.
It was too funny. I guess The Walking Dead season 11 was on Amazon.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Then we got Netflix for September. We got Dahmer, Cobra Kai season 5.
That was so good. Oh my god, that was so good.
Fate the Wink Saga.
Cobra Kai is just every season is just better than the last. And they keep on bringing different people from the original movies.
We got Devil in Ohio, The Imperfects. I don't know. Then we got Hulu, Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, that was really good with Yeah, Steve Martin and
yeah, what's his name?
What's his face? The other guy. That was actually really good. That was actually really well done.
We got American Horror Stories.
Yeah, which was weird. Okay,
Nate's second favorite show, The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette.
Season 19.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
What's weird? So American Horror Stories was good, fairly good this year, but American Horror Story was strange. It was like, let's tell a really good story up to like the last 2 episodes, and let's go completely off the rails and forget what we're talking about. And it was like, what the hell just happened? Like the last 2 episodes were random montages of people dying of AIDS.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And I'm like,
So
that's
bad.
that, I understand the pain you went through, because obviously Ryan Murphy lived through that time, lived through his friends dying, and they didn't know what was going on. They lived through it, and I get that, and that's the expression he was trying to make, and I understand that. That's what the season was so great. That's why I like the season, because it involved these group of people that obviously had to deal with a murder plus this crazy disease that's killing people. It was a really good way to tell a storyline, and they also took notes from Dahmer and stuff like that. There was a lot of things in there, and it was really well done. There was this mysterious guy called Big Daddy that was killing people, possibly killing people, and then all of a sudden, the last 2 episodes, it just was like, wait a second, did we forget about the mystery? Did we forget about the guy who was murdering people? And what's going on here? And that just ended. I'm like, wait, we didn't solve anything.
Other shows, we had The Sandman. The Sandman. Didn't you like that?
Sandman was absolutely incredible. Like, the visuals were probably the best you'll ever see in any show. Some of the absolute best special effects, like, ever. Like, they captured that comic book. The thing that pissed me off, and it's funny because even Neil Gaiman pointed out, because he was annoyed at the fans, because they were so pissed at how certain characters who played certain characters right. And people like, oh, this person's supposed to be played by this type of person, and this like that. And Neil Gaiman was like, I gave descriptions, but that's only one form. These people are demons and angels. They can take any form they want. Anybody can play them. He's like, that's not. You mean? That's not who these things are. These things can take any form. They are supernatural beings. He's like, anybody can play them. And he's like, and I helped pick some of the best actors I could find to play these parts. So,
Stranger Things
was that like, holy crap. Cannot.
I didn't watch. I watched like season 1.
Yeah.
Or season 1 and 2, and then I stopped. And then I started watching season 3, and I'm like, what's this freaking miscommunication bullshit that's in every fucking show that I hate, you know? Because they're like, oh, they're mad at each other because he didn't want to open his mouth and say what the hell was going on.
Yeah, but that happens in real life all the time.
No, it doesn't.
Does happen.
Not that way. I'm like, oh, they broke up because of this nonsense. I hate the cliche things that they do in shows that are always the same. Oh, well, he bumped his head and now he's got amnesia. You know, I don't care. Just make something original.
Amnesia is very, 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 very rare.
I know, but it happens all the time on TV. Yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, other than that, but then I started watching it, and it got really good, and then season 4 was just
holy crap,
probably the best season.
Yeah, just how they ended like the season, like that was incredible. Like the Metallica scene was probably one of the best scenes in like any TV show ever done.
Everybody was like before that.
Holy crap!
So they showed the image of him with the guitar on top of the bus or the van, and they were like, everybody was like, oh, what song is he playing? It's the 80s. They were all guessing like. What's the thing with the zombie guy, the band with the zombie looking dude?
The Trooper? You mean Iron Maiden?
Iron Maiden. They were saying he was going to play Iron Maiden song or something like that, and then it comes out to be Metallica. I'm like, oh yeah. It just did get annoying. I am a hardcore Metallica fan. It got annoying when everybody was posting videos of them playing the song, and they were like, this is to you, whatever the fuck her name is, Christy or whatever, the girl that died in.
Oh yeah.
And they would play the song, and or they were all like acting like it was this new thing. The damn song's been out since the 80s.
Yes.
And they're like, it got a little bit. I was like happy.
I know. Yeah.
I was happy that it was getting out, but I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like that and "Running Up a Hill" by Kate Bush became the two top songs.
Why
on
don't they
on the
play?
charts.
Why don't they play freaking Master of Puppets on Walmart Radio when they'll play that Kate Bush song over and over
Right.
again? Come on.
They played that Kate Bush song, I swear, like every 5 minutes. I was like, this is getting stupid.
See, I can't hear it on my side as much as he can on his side.
Oh my God.
But yes.
Kate Bush, "Running Up a Hill." Sure, it's a great song, but that might be the only, I don't even know. But like, you don't need to play it 100,000 times. Holy shit. And that goes for Master of Puppets too. Any radio station actually play that over and over again. You don't need to play it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't make any guesses, but I probably would have guessed like Slayer or Iron Maiden or something.
Slayer was Slayer around then?
Was Slayer, I think, was it early? What year was Slayer's first album? I don't remember. I thought no, it might have been 85. I can't remember.
83. Okay.
83. Yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah, that's not that
But
would be
what's
possible.
was Raining Blood though on that album? No, that wasn't on the album. I don't believe so. Yeah, that wasn't on their first.
But what
album.
year are they in?
So yeah,
When did Raining Blood would make? Yeah.
that would have been the song that would have fit. Raining Blood, and that's a super iconic Slayer song.
Oh yeah. 86.
86.
It's
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, that would have been a super iconic like song if they did Slayer "Raining Blood." That would have been freaking crazy.
And for all you Slayer fans, I apologize. I just can't. The music is top notch. It's beautiful. The singing, it's like he's facing backwards in a garage. I can't. I can't. There needs to be a little bit more singing there. It's more of just shouting literally at people in the garage. Because he's like, I'm walking through the day, and then I get hit by a car. I'm like, really? Why? Because like the Raining Blood is like, and he's like, it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't. I am sorry. I just can't.
I don't know. It is Slayer. I don't know. That is
Well,
Slayer.
yeah. Jeez.
But no, but Iron Maiden though, like, yeah, Iron Maiden could have been amazing too. Though there's so many songs, I couldn't pick one. Like, there's so many really like, oh man, The Trooper maybe, but I don't know.
But Master of Puppets does make sense.
Yeah,
because of
because of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a foreshadowing if people don't know.
If it happens, Grimfest is gonna be stupid because base it on D&D.
It is. They're going to follow, I think, the D&D storyline.
The guy is actually not dead, type of thing.
They're going to follow the D&D
Yeah.
storyline. I'm pretty sure because these guys, both the Durfee brothers, whatever the hell, they're big D&D fans.
Yeah. What I want, like I said, it is gonna probably. I think it might piss a lot of people off. Is the last episode? They end their game, their D&D game. It was all a D&D game.
That would be pretty cool.
Like this whole adventure, all this shit happening was just a D&D game that somebody
That's
wrote.
somebody they were playing.
That they were playing. At the end, they just end in their basement with all the characters.
Yeah.
And they just finished their D&D campaign.
That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
Because everything seems to revolve around the D&D.
But I think they are going to follow D&D storyline, which means Eddie will become a puppet of Vecna, which is why I think, obviously, yeah.
All right, so
it has double meaning, I think, because
Yeah.
they were puppeteering the bats to attack them, but I think it's also hinting, since he dies after he gets attacked, he is going to, because bats can't kill people in D&D.
Yeah.
He is going to become a puppet of Vecna.
That would make the most sense. Like,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have been able to die. So,
Yeah. So he's going to become.
all right. So now we got movies.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we forgot one thing. So I haven't. I talked about it last week, but if you haven't checked out, 1899 is probably the best show of this year, easily. Now, I said this about Dark before, and this year's come, and I'm still on the fence if it's better than Dark, but we'll have to see for the next 2 seasons, because it is getting 3 seasons just like Dark. Yeah, absolutely, one of the best, some of the best writers ever. These 2 German writers are absolutely amazing at horror and like just psychological intrigue and mystery, and just in time travel and all the other shit. You got to check it out. Really great visuals, everything. Anyway, movies.
All right. So there's just so many. I haven't seen any of them yet, but the Glass Onion, Knives Out, I guess that was pretty good.
The what?
Knives Out.
Knives Out in general was really good.
Violent Night is.
I heard that
it's now like the Christmas movie.
Yeah, I heard that's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. The Invitation. I don't know. The Spirited. It must be like a Christmas movie. Black Adam. I watched. It was okay. It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but I think everything's all screwed up with the whole DC universe right now.
I like. Oh my god. I want to bash my head every time I see Dwight Johnson in a freaking movie.
Really?
I like him. He is
him.
probably one of the worst actors on screen.
Well, that's not that. He just plays himself in every movie. Bullet Train. Have you seen Bullet Train?
I didn't see Bullet Train. I heard that was good though.
It's not as far out as that time travel movie, whatever the hell it was called. Mm-hmm. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
So that's what. Okay, you already skipped to it, but I was gonna say that's my favorite movie of the year.
Was that a movie this year though?
Yeah, that was
okay.
Year. That's my favorite movie this year.
So Bullet Train is another one of those. What the hell is going on? Because there's like 17 different characters doing different things. And,
okay, yeah,
yeah. And the guy from Kick-Ass is in it, but he's like got an accent and a mustache. You would never know.
But yeah. But like I said though, if you haven't checked out Everything Everywhere All at Once, go check it out.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
And like I said, to get the summary of what the movie's about, it's like if you went to your local coffee shop, you got a bagel with some cream cheese, went home, dropped some acid, and also decided to watch a little porn. Why you dropped some acid and had a kung fu marathon, and somewhere in that mix you threw in a porn.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, that's holy crap.
That was pretty good.
I'm still on the fence if it's better than the original. The pacing's better than the original. I can tell you that.
Yes, because what drove me crazy about, like, I didn't watch Top Gun until like this year.
Okay.
The first one. And it kind of drove me crazy how it was Top Gun. And then an hour of the movie, him with this girl. And that song playing over and over and over again, which they didn't even play in the new movie. What?
Did you ever know? Okay, so I forget who wrote it. There's a famous philosopher that wrote a whole paper that Top Gun is a homosexual fantasy, whatever thing. I'm like, it actually makes sense too. And I'm like, what is going on here?
But that the whole hour is just him and that chick and that song playing over and over again, and that kind of messed it up for me.
Oh,
I was like, what?
Yeah, that's the pacing was different, but movie pacing was different then too.
Oh yeah. He wasn't even in the beginning credits.
Who?
Unless it was like the version I watched.
Val Kilmer?
No, Tom Cruise.
Oh.
It didn't say like Tom Cruise, all these people.
I don't remember if he did. Shit, I can't remember.
I think I rewound it. I'm like, why doesn't it say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I never watched X. That was just a weird ass looking movie.
Wait, what? Madam X?
No, X.
X.
It's a movie where the people like rent a cabin from these old people and they go to make a porn.
Oh.
And then like the people that they're renting from are actually psychopath murders.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy.
Barbarian was really good.
Yeah. Here's your
and that's a
Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2, yes. And Barbarian though, it's like one of those movies. So Bill Skarsgård's in it, but he's not who you think.
Well, he doesn't look anything like that guy.
It's probably the most average role Bill Skarsgård has ever played.
Have you seen the Pinocchio? Not the Disney one, but the
no,
the Guillermo del Toro.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I don't know anything about it.
But Terrifier 2, it is not for.
Was there a Terrifier 1?
Yes.
Okay.
The Terrifier 2 is not for the squeamish. Okay.
Right.
Terrifier 2 has a killing scene that literally goes on and on and on, and then on again, and then keeps on going on.
Oh,
and
so
he literally spent the pandemic. He spent months just doing that one scene because he had nothing to do. The creator had nothing to do. So,
Spiderhead. It was. Pretty sure I saw that movie.
Spiderhead.
It's what's his name plays a hacker, something like that.
Spiderhead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched it.
The hell is Spiderhead? I don't remember that. Spiderhead. Oh, that's what's his face.
I think I went to watch and I fell asleep. Or
What the hell?
something.
What the hell's his name? The actor there that made
Thor.
Well, no, I know, but
Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think I fell asleep watching that movie. Then there's Moonfall. No, what I was saying is, okay. I wish we had like a phone call power on this, so we could call Ben.
Okay.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn came out. Another Jeepers Creepers movie.
Yeah, and there was all kind of controversy around it and everything else. There was the whole the freaking child porn with the creator and everything else.
No. That was another one.
Oh. No, that was this one. That was because he made it and they had to redo it because they did the reshoots because he was ousted from the set and everything else. Yeah.
Well, then this is the fourth Jeepers Creepers because there was a
Yeah.
third one or whatever, and Ben said it was awful. Not we were in the other studio,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe that was, yeah.
so I don't know what this is.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I liked the first two, but that was it.
The
But
Stranger. I don't know. Pearl is.
Pearl was good. So Pearl is this prequel to Madam X. And Madam X is, from the creator's words, is a love letter to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I think it's better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Madam X. And Pearl is like, Pearl is a lot more tame compared to Madam X, but it kind of tells you what motivated her and what drove her to do what she did. Kind of thing. It's really good.
Is that what it's called?
There's Madam X, which is the main movie, which first came out, and then Pearl is the prequel that came out this year.
No, it's just called X. That's the same chick, right?
Yeah, that's Madam
This
X.
it's
That's
X.
the cover says X, but it's called Madam X.
It's called X.
Oh.
They
I have the DVD. It's called Madam X, but anyway, it was Blu-ray anyway. It was called. It says Madam X.
and then Pearl's the next one.
Yeah, Pearl's the prequel.
The Gray Man. It was okay. It was like one of the first movies I've seen with the guy Captain America guy in a movie in a while. Werewolf by Night. Did you see that?
No,
Oh, you gotta see it.
I haven't seen Werewolf by Night.
Oh, you gotta see it.
I really need to watch that in daylight.
I don't know what
Day shift. Sorry.
Oh, Day Shift was fun.
Yeah.
Day Shift was funny. Werewolf by Night. It's on the Disney Channel, the Disney app. It's black and white. It's an old fashioned horror movie. Like, it's really freaking good. You would love it.
Yeah, no, I need to check that out. Yeah.
Jurassic World.
I didn't see Men.
Dominion.
I really wanted to watch
Men.
Men, but I didn't watch that.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that. Jurassic World. Did you ever see Clerks 3?
Yes.
How was it?
Good.
Yeah.
It's not as it's good. I don't know. There's really no beat in the first one. The first one's just so good.
Oh yeah. It's my day off, man.
But it's just so meta because they play off if they're shooting the first movie. So which is funny. But yeah.
Doctor Strange came out this year.
Yeah.
There needed to be more multiverse.
More multiverse.
I wanted more multiverse.
And they really should have Bruce Campbell play a version of Doctor Strange, but that's a whole nother argument.
The Bubble.
Whatever the fucking bubble
The
is.
Bubble was really good.
Okay, why?
I think it was a Netflix show. So The Bubble is basically the pandemic's going on.
Okay.
So they grabbed a whole bunch of actors to make this continuous movie, but they all had to live at this area.
Yeah.
Like this mansion, and they couldn't leave until they're done because they didn't want anybody to get sick and stuff. And that was The Bubble. It was pretty funny. And it has what's her name in it?
So, what's his face? The other Skarsgård, not Bill Skarsgård.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
His
2
brother.
came out this year,
What's
too?
his brother's name? Not
Fred. I don't freaking know.
what the hell? I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's the one who played the main character. He played in True Blood originally years ago, but he played the main character and he played Omelette in The Northman. And The Northman they did such a great. Northman was so good.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched it.
Yeah, I have and he did such a great job, and they did a great job of actually putting the original version. So if anybody doesn't know, so obviously you heard me call the main character's name is Omelette, because Shakespeare based Hamlet off the Norse story of Omelette, which is why there's a slight variation. Which is and it's not 100% confirmed, but most scholars are pretty convinced that that's what Hamlet was based off. Because it's a very close story with the same names and stuff. But they did such a great job with that, just getting the aesthetic and the time period and the traditions and the things that were going on at the time, with the Norse and the Danish people, with the Viking raiders and stuff. Yeah, they did absolutely. And
So I think you got the whole Mad Max thing mixed up, Nate.
did I?
Yes, because Mad Max is a 1966 movie, or a Madonna film.
No. Oh,
Seriously, X is the name of the movie. See, maybe they call her Madam X in the movie. I don't freaking know. They call Jenna Ortega is in it.
yeah.
Which was another good show. Wednesday.
Wednesday was really good. Wednesday surprised a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. No, I was very surprised.
It was way darker than I thought. Gwendolyn Christie is just a phenomenal actor. And it's weird because you notice she's like really the only one from Game of Thrones that actually has a career still.
Was that the principal?
Yes.
Okay.
She was also Lucifer in Sandman.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
Do you think she's really dead in Wednesday?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think, yeah, she is.
Because I saw something as a theory that kind of made sense.
Yeah, you never know, though.
We had Sonic 2 this year.
Yeah.
Secrets of Dumbledore was... the first one was the best. The, what are they called?
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts. The other two were meh.
And then there's like the whole controversy with Johnny Depp, and then he was not in the last one, so it's like, oh,
yeah, that kind of ruined
I
it
hate
too.
when they change actors, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really drives me up a wall.
Yeah. We had Uncharted, which wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Uncharted.
I was disgusted at the trailer.
But you've never even played Uncharted, have
I
you?
did.
You did?
Yeah.
Prey. The Predator movie.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I just wish it didn't end that way. I wish they would have lost completely, like they did. They were, that the Predator would have won.
The Predator himself, yeah. But did you watch the end credits? Like the actual animations in the end credits?
No.
It shows like a bunch of Predator ships coming.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes.
Shit.
The Batman.
The Batman was good. I really like the Batman.
Morbius.
I didn't watch Morbius.
Morbius, it wasn't as bad as they were making it. Worst movie ever. But I have a thing with movies that stay in the same area the whole time because I just find that cheap. Like say like The Room, you know?
Okay, so no, but like okay, so the movie The Rope.
Rope?
It matters how you do it. So the movie The Rope, Hitchcock movie.
Okay.
Really good movie. Is still groundbreaking to this day.
Yes, but that was also a gazillion years ago.
Well, no, but it's still groundbreaking because they actually had to shoot on real film, which means it wasn't cheap. And they did the movie in one take.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
The entire movie, and it was done in one. It's done in one.
Yeah,
run.
well, 1970s got me. Even though it wasn't actually one take, or like it was just very good editing.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's very good editing. Yeah.
Because I don't know how they could have continued, but it was that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
What else? Lightyear, it was okay. Thor: Love and Thunder, I couldn't I couldn't even finish it. I have to watch it again because it was that was probably the most disappointing.
I am just in general disappointed with Marvel, but that's a whole other discussion.
I'm more disappointed with DC right now with all the crazy shit that's going on. But it's not DC's fault. It's the new CEO.
Well, no, but like the thing is though, that was last year, the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
was absolutely amazing. It is easily the best superhero movie out there.
Yeah, but if we still had
aside from only one I would say is better is The Watchmen.
Ugh, yuck. Of course, Nate in the ones that didn't do well. I'm sure it did fine, but let's see here.
No, but like there's
Death on the Nile was okay.
I really liked Death on the Nile.
I liked it better than the other one.
Yeah.
There are so many. So this year was like the thing of the women action movies.
Okay.
So there was the 355. There was the bubblegum, whatever the hell it was.
And we had the ridiculous quote, well, ridiculous statement from what's her face, who played Caitlin Everdeen in Hunger Games. So it's,
I'm the first action movie.
yeah, I'm like, there's about 1 billion other ones behind you that have a word to say with you.
Like Charlize Theron was in one. It was they did a lot.
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh well,
Holy crap! There was ones before her.
Oh yeah.
But she is easily the most iconic action star from the 80s. One of the most. Like, holy crap. Like, how do you have nerve to say something like that?
Ooh, what was that? IMDb Cooper. I watched that. That was just like a documentary.
There's been so many. Oh my god.
That's like one of my favorite like mysteries.
So the gripe I had. So did you ever watch Mad Men?
I saw like the first season.
Okay, Mad Men literally, for the most part, had everything in the storyline could have led up to him being DB Cooper.
Really?
Perfectly. The setting fit. He had military training. He was a paratrooper. All these things. Like, he had the fit. He had the look. He had everything.
Now, what do you mean by, like, did they do something like that in the show?
Yeah, so at the end, and it would have fit to the beginning, too. So the intro to the show is a guy falling with a bunch of money and all those other things in the intro, and that's always in the intro. And it was like, okay, this is definitely hinting toward DB Cooper. And everybody thought it was, like, pretty obvious. And then it ends with him inventing the first Coke commercial. I'm like, what? What is going on here?
Is this a sequel?
What?
Or a prequel? So this year, Bruce Willis came out with a whole crap load of, like, they seem like B-rated movies. Like,
Well, do you know why, though?
Yeah, because he's having his head issues and
They
stuff like
literally
that.
had to put a thing in his ear and tell him his lines
Yeah.
as he was doing it.
It is really heartbreaking because you can tell that he's not him anymore.
I know.
It's
sad.
sad, and he's always playing bad guys. Well, anyway, I watched a movie the other day with Bruce Willis and Michael Rooker.
Okay.
Where Bruce Willis was like a boss, a mob boss type thing, and Michael Rooker was like his number one man, and he turned on him at the end because he didn't want to kill anymore because his wife died of cancer or whatever. So how can you have two movies in 2022 with the same actors in it? That's funny. I wonder if they're related.
So,
Tom Cavanaugh's in it.
So yeah, I would say the last really good, and I really enjoyed the movie. I know a lot of people didn't. I think the last good Bruce Willis movie was Looper.
Oh, I like that movie.
That was really good.
Yeah, where'd my page go?
I think that was probably his last best movie before, like, you could see the decline.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
But that's the last one I can think of where you can really see the difference, though.
Did you see Samaritan?
Samaritan.
With
Did I see Samaritan?
Do you know what it is?
It sounds super familiar.
It's the one with Rocky.
Oh no, I didn't see that. You're right.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
That was pretty good. You kind of could tell what was going on, but
Was this year that Creed 2 came out?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Or was that last year? That may have been last year. Anyway, Creed 2 was good. You can check it out. Anyway. I couldn't think ahead. Nope. Okay. Nope. Yeah. Holy crap. I think Nope was amazing. It wasn't as good as his other two movies so far, but it was really good. I love the original idea of the ship. It was really well done. And there's so many hints that, like, what's going to happen. Like, if you watch it again, like, you can see the hints. But it's the same thing as the other movies, like in Get Out and stuff.
So they were two different movies, not related.
What?
So it was called White Elephant.
Is that the one about Whitey Bulger?
No. I'm talking just the other Bruce Willis movie.
Oh, okay.
What? That's weird that two movies with the same guy. That was terrible.
What?
Fistful of Vengeance. It was supposed to be like a sequel to one of the shows on. It was a Netflix show, Warrior Monk or I don't freaking know.
No. Whatever it was, hey, right?
The hell's it
Apparently,
called?
He forgot. No, in
Wu
general.
Assassins.
Oh,
Wu
okay,
Assassins.
okay, okay.
It was
yeah, yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
The Wu
yeah.
Assassins wasn't bad. It was okay. That freaking bullshit was awful. Just terrible.
Yeah.
It's when you're like trying to find something and there's like nothing to watch, so you're like, what the hell? I'll watch this.
I will watch this.
Like
This will.
I saw one movie. It was called like The Rookies, with the woman from Resident Evil.
Miliana,
Yeah.
whatever her name is. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
It was a English dubbed movie, but
Okay.
she was in it. She played like the spy leader or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it was like a MI6 type thing. Oh my god, that movie I have to watch with Tony Campbell because it is awful. It makes no sense. It is one of those really bad like Chinese, Japanese, or whatever movies, or Korean, I'm not sure, where it's off the wall. Like they got a beetle. This girl gets her legs cut off, her fucking legs cut off in a scene, and they're geniuses. She's a genius. She can build stuff. What she do? She builds them a freaking beetle that turns into a transformer. Yet she can't make her own self legs. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Okay, so that's one thing I discovered this year. Well, part of last year, but mostly this year. How good sci-fi Korean shows are.
Okay.
Holy shit, there's a lot of them. There's like I can't just. I know I mentioned a few of them on the show, but there's just look up sci-fi Korean shows, and there's so many good ones.
One of the worst things of the year was The Munsters.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was awful.
Like, why did he tell like how they met? Like, they could have. I don't know. No.
You really had good hopes for it too.
I did, because it's one of my favorite shows, and Rob Zombie's one of my favorite creators.
Like I showed Tony
And I watched it, and it was only
I showed Tony the trailer. He's like, "This has got to be a joke." Just the trailer. It's a joke.
Yeah.
And then we put it on, and it was just terrible.
Yeah.
Ambulance was pretty good. That was
in your opinion.
Well, this whole storyline and whatever, but it was one of the first movies with those FPV drones.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was that was insane with the stuff they were doing. What was the phone movie you liked?
Okay, so that's the thing. So Black Phone, I personally think was the best horror movie of the year. It was really, really well done. If anybody doesn't know, it was one of the short stories written by Owen King. Really, really well done, because it takes. So I remember when I was a kid, right? There was a whole big stigma. Watch out for white vans, right?
Yeah, because of candy.
Because it was a real thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is though, there's a billion white vans because every single company had a white van at the time, and back then they didn't mark them. Like nowadays, all the company vans are marked with big old thing. It's cheap to do it now. You can have your company logo on the side for super cheap. Back then, a lot of companies didn't do it because it wasn't cheap. So there's a billion white vans everywhere. And they did like a stigma on the fact that instead of a white van, it's a black van, which is kind of cool. So,
did you watch The Adam Project?
No.
With Ryan Reynolds and this kid. The kid was also in another kid movie. It's like trying to get these action kid movies out before he gets too old. He was in the secret underground bunker or whatever the fuck it was. Secret Headquarters.
Okay.
With Owen Wilson.
Okay.
The Adam Project, basically, it's like a time travel-y type movie.
Oh, you were telling me about that. Yeah.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he finds himself in the past to do something. I can't remember it, but I know that was pretty good for what it was. But that was on a lot of these are on Netflix.
But we have reached the end of this podcast, though.
No.
So that's the best of our movies, what we think of in the theater. Like, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, there was some big tech things which we covered in the first half mostly. But movies we were the ones to cover in the second half, because there was so many good movies and TV shows this year. I personally think it was a really good comeback for a lot of TV shows, because a lot of shows actually got to film because COVID was over, which was really cool.
Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers was fantastic.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
just-
It was so good. I loved it.
Anyway, we've reached the end of the Talking Gaming and Tech podcast. And this is the last episode for 2022. And we will see you in the new year. And if you haven't checked out anybody else on the Dorkening Podcast Network, go check them out right after you're done listening to us. Right now, I know what you're doing, so you better be doing it. I can see you. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks in the new year in 2023.
2023. What?
And don't forget to go to our YouTube, youtube.com/TechPrimeMedia. Go check us out, all the stuff we do. And you can find us on social media. We also have a little tech tree. You can go, we have a link to our tech tree on all our social media platforms. You can find out everything where we are now.
Link tree, not a tech tree.
Link tree. Our tech tree, our link tree.
And
Anyway.
hell, check out our TikTok.
Yeah, we do have a TikTok.
Yeah, there's this one little video about a VR headset that has over 6,000 views.
The Pony Walk. Anyway, so, until 2 weeks from now, until the new year.
For the latest and greatest in gaming and tech, we are Tech Prime Media, everyone. We will see you next time.
What's her the girl, tattoo girl. I can't remember her name. She has a video on TikTok that's like,
Who?